my first song was like a massive song. The amount of plays it has, of course, grateful for it, but does it fix you? No. The one thing I really cannot be, there's nothing more unattractive than an angry woman. This feeling I've had since I was very young, I don't know who said it. You can be anything, any kind of woman, but not angry. I'm in recovery from an eating disorder, and if I don't anymore in my recovery, but it's like getting on a scale. There's never the right number. Like, the house is never going to be big enough. Then you just want a nicer car. Like, to me, that's seeking more external validation instead of going inward and making peace with yourself. And I think that we all are I'm so guilty of it, but it feels good, but it doesn't necessarily bring happiness. It doesn't. As someone who, like, my first song was like a massive song, the amount of plays it has, of course, grateful for it. God, fuck yeah. But does it fix you? No. I don't know if that sounds so cunty to say.
Not at all. It's the truth. I don't think people like to hear it because we like to either assume our happiness is in the future when we have done the thing that we think is going to fix us, or I think we find it very easy to look to other people who are seemingly successful, and I use that term probably not authentically, in what just society believes is success. We look at people in that way and think, oh, well, it's all right for them. They've got everything. They're flying. And we are trying to validate our own pain by attaching it to things. But like you've just said, it doesn't equate. I think it's really helpful to have someone like yourself say, I've had a huge global hit, travelled the world, seen everything, but it doesn't fix the inside bit. I don't think it sounds cunty. I think it sounds absolutely honest, and we should take heed of it.
The one thing I really cannot be, there's nothing more unattractive than an angry woman. And that was just this feeling I've had since I was very young. I don't know who said it, or if I just like internalized that from culture, or if it's purely just in my head. But I always kind of thought, you know, you can be anything, any kind of woman, but not angry. I have addressed my anger on this album, so I'm like wildly curious what people are going to think about that.
Anger's really brilliant because actually you can turn it into this fire and this passion. And I've probably come to a similar realisation, I don't know, in the last sort of few years, and have been wanting to release it. I don't want it in me. And I think that's what ends up happening when we have those, and they're very widely spread cultural beliefs that, you know, women should act a certain way and not show any anger. It ends up living in our bodies, which is so unhealthy for a start. I've been doing these workouts where you make like wild animalistic noises, and my neighbours think I'm being like murdered, but I am wildly letting it out. And at first I found it really excruciating to hear my own roar. I was like, oh, it's horrible, like mortifying. And now I'm like goosebumped hearing it and making those sounds, but we're taught to keep it in.
Yeah, I feel like, don't you find that freeing?
It's the best. It's the best. Because I think when you keep it in your body, it manifests. Did you?
Absolutely.
I mean, I probably had all the cliche things of just like tension.
Yeah.
But did you have any physical manifestations of keeping stuff in?
Oh my God, you're kidding. Like
A few.
So many. The whole, like, there's the masculine and feminine side of the body. And like my whole feminine from the bottom of my foot to the jaw, like all the way, is just so tight because I felt like just so protective from like, and then the masculine side would step in, which, you know, for me correlates with work. And that side's fine, but it was more like the masculine in me was protecting the feminine in me versus allowing both to show and be balanced, which is something I work on. I do like acupuncture. And that was actually where the anger thing came from, as I was getting acupuncture. And the doctor was like, you have so much anger, you need to go on a mountain and yell. And so then when I was recording with Rick Rubin, I looked around and I was like, I'm on a mountain. And so then I was like, get the microphone out, let me yell.
Yes. Oh, it's so good. Even just to make sound freely and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Like knowing it's safe to make any sound you want and not care about that. I know that was a huge part of the process for you working with Rick, was that he allowed you to be you and use your voice as it comes out naturally. And that's something that you were previously worried about, getting used to using auto-tune, and him encouraging hearing the scratches, the imperfections, and the real rawness to your voice. How was that? That must have been quite an exposing process initially.
Very uncomfortable. It's kind of similar to like, I used to wear so much makeup. And again, it was really fun. But now, just like, I'm not wearing wigs. I'm not wearing a ton of makeup. Like, just really showing who I am, presenting who I really, really am. It's so much scarier, but it's also very liberating. And I'm finding real power in it.
So when you're working on this album and you're addressing all these emotions, things that you've suppressed, I've read that you've called them ugly emotions, things that you were worried about showing and expressing. Which emotion was the hardest to tap into and to articulate?
I went in with 70 songs, and Rick kind of helped me handpick which ones we were going to put on the album. And he like picked all the most difficult ones. And
Thanks, Rick.
But I don't think he even knew that, but just each song was its own little journey through, like, it felt like almost like a journey through the stages of grief. And this album really is an album. Like, I know in today's culture, most people don't listen to full albums. Like myself, I'm guilty of it. Like, I listen to a song on Spotify and then, sometimes I'll listen to a full album, but we don't always sit and listen to the music like how one reads a book. But I'm really hoping people listen to this like reading a book, because each song is like a little chapter. Each song is a little stage of grief and me overcoming it and kind of full circle coming to a place of love, self-love, and hope. But yeah, I don't know which song was the hardest. The whole damn thing was hard. It was really hard.
Where was your self-love at before this album?
I think it comes in waves, like anything else. Some days it's like, I'm like the fucking queen. And then there's some days I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, yikes.
I hear you. I know those days intimately.